All right, guys, this is part 4 of our Rathalos paint. So let me give you a brief overview of where we're at. I got whites on the eyes. I got the details on the legs, on the tail. Did the bone up. On the wings. And the bone on the wings here. Got the mouth white. I got to get the tongue and stuff still. I'm going to do, I think, the eyes in a bright color. I think in like a fluorescent orange to really pop. But that's where we're at right now. So now we're at the stage where I need to do the wing design. If you look at the thumbnail for part 1, that's kind of what I'm going for here. It's an oval and a circle for the wing. So it's going to be black along the ridge here, and then oval and a circle. What's going to make this fun is we've got these folds in the wings. So we're going to have to freehand it, and it's going to be on the top and on the bottom to make this one look good. So yeah, good times. So here we go. I got my black on my brush. I got it thinned down. I'm going to thin it down just another hair on my Game Envy wet palette. Hashtag not sponsored. And I want a decent amount here. So we're going to start. We'll start with this one over here. And we're just going to start blocking in or tracing in. If I can stay on the top and leave the red in the creases there, I'm fine with that. But I just want some black highlight on these wings. I don't want the whole thing to turn black. I just want it to look like we're getting some black. So I'm using the edge of the brush to really hit this up. And it's not, again, I've said this before while painting this guy, it's not about perfection. You know, a living creature isn't going to have perfection. There's always going to be a mutation. There's always going to be something that stands out that makes it not 100% correct. So here I'm just touching on the scales to make it stand out, and you can compare this side to this side. So let's go ahead and touch up this side while we're at it. Just to get this step done. Try to keep my hand out of the camera here for you guys. Here, let's do this. This might be a little easier for everyone involved. There we go. So just coming along the edge here, hitting the tops of those scales. I want it to look like it's got a touch of color, but not that it's so overwhelmed with the color. And here I have, I don't know, let me see if I can get it to show for you. Down here I have a little bit of the bone white, that cream color coming through from the bottom. I'm just going to kind of blend it in with the brush to make it look like a couple scales have, you know, come over that way and not completely overwhelm it with the black. To quote Bob Ross, you know, happy little mistakes. Maybe the scales were damaged and they just grew back in as the pale. And what a difference already. Just that little bit makes a lot of difference on the model. Okay. So I just double checked, and it's a circle and then an open circle. So we're going to, instead of trying to do and fill it in and make it fit, we're going to start at this open end down here. So we're going to do our open circle down here first. And then connect it. And then making our circle. And again, we're freehanding this, so you know it's not going to look perfect, and that's okay. You got to imagine when it's pulled flat, you know, pulled taut with his wings out, how it's going to look. So we're just doing our best here. I'm sure a master painter would be able to do better. But we're going to use this main spine line, this main fold, as kind of the line that we follow for it. So then again, down this one, we're going to do our U shape. This could be as thick or as thin as you want. Connect it up top. Kind of make this one a little bit bigger because it's closer to the body. Make our line. Might add a little more water. It's a little thick over here on this side. And then our circle. And again, we're imagining it that this wing is folded. So it's going to look a little distorted until that wing is taut. And then we're going to continue this line, this ridge line, down to that joint, that hinge right there. And continue it on. So imagine the wings unfurled. Imagine how large this is going to be. When this opens up and all this spreads out, how large that's going to be. Okay? I'm just trying to darken up these lines a little bit, just for the connections. Might make these a little longer, just because we've got a lot of wing space back here, just to make it look a little more dynamic. Okay. Just adding a little more to our line there. Nothing crazy. Okay. So then again, we're going to come over here, and this wing is different from this one. It might be hard to tell from this angle. It's a lot more closed than this one. So we're going to offset our U here a little more to show our wing being in a different shape. See, we're a little, instead of being perfectly centered down there, we're a little off center, which is fine. So I'm gonna bring my line off center to make my circle. And now my circle on this side is going to go down because the wing is folded in here. We're not going to complete the circle because our wing is folded. If you need to see it, it's down here underneath. Okay, so we're going to have to simulate that wing being folded underneath there. Okay, so that's how we're going to leave that. And then we're going to come back and draw down our connection, our spine there, down to there. Just like we did on the other side. Okay, so now same thing over here. We're going to adjust this. Get a little more paint on here. Let me try to do it from this way for you. Gonna make our U shape. And this time with this fold, you're going to be able to see it because it goes down into the crease that we can see, and it's going to be distorted due to the sharpness of this crease. So you're going to be able to see it completely. Whereas on this side, we're going to fake it because of the crease. Here, we're going to be able to see the crease on both sides. Okay? If you're having trouble visualizing it, you're not going to do anything wrong. Okay? Don't fear that you're going to mess it up. Okay? If you think, that looks horrible, I hate it, take your red back out. We can cover that back up. Okay? Let it dry. Come back through, with your base color and do it again. Okay? Again, I've said it a couple times. It's a living creature. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfection. It's going to be scarred. It's going to be damaged in the wild. It's going to run into trees. There's going to be, you think this is an alpha predator. It's going to fight other animals to eat. It's going to, fight its prey to live. So there's going to be damage. There's going to be scars. There's going to be, as skin regrows. That's why, I've got a scar on my thumb from where I cut myself with an X-Acto blade. My skin regrew and made a scar there. Just like in the animal, it's going to be distorted. It's not going to be perfect. So don't freak out if, if it's not 100% where you want to be. If it's one of those things, and I'm the same way, that it bothers you, that you take a look at and you're like, that really bothers me, the way that looks. Again, paint over it, try again till you like it. I'm actually currently debating if I want to put some sort of black in here. Do I want to do another of these U shapes with the circles in here? The picture doesn't show anything there, but is it too much? Does it make the model too busy? Sorry, hit the camera. Does it make the model too busy to add something else in here? I think it does. I think with all the red effects and scarlet and black effects, adding something in here would just be too much. So I'm going to leave this the same and not add anything more. But that's what I'm thinking about as I'm looking at this model right now. What would improve it? What would not? Maybe what I am going to do, I think I will actually, as we're talking right now, my scarlet paint here has separated. So let me mix it right back up here with you. And let me get a fine tip. I'm going to brush off some of it. And I'm just going to add some of these red highlights to these raised portions. That was a little too much, see? To some of these raised portions and bring out some of this scarlet color just to break up that red burgundy color. Okay, I don't like how I overspread it, so I can either take my cloth and wipe away some of this excess, and it's almost like a dry brush, or I can add a little water and wet blend it in. And when this dries, it's going to be just a little more color, a little more dramatic is the word I would use on here. Just a little more pop of color. Here I'm just using my brush to soak up some of the excess water and leaving pigment behind. So it's subtle. Look at the difference between that side and that side. It's not a lot, but it just adds a little extra depth, a little extra something to it, instead of just that blank red canvas. Could say it's blood flowing through the veins and arteries, where this is stretched out flesh, as opposed to the other side, or these where it's tightened up. Okay. All right. I'm going to end this right here. I have to do underside. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on top here with the black on the white, or on the bone white is actually what the color is. I'm going to do 2 of the U shapes and circles. And I'll bring you back for a final reveal, and we'll go from there. And I'll bring you back. Actually, the final reveal, I'll have all the models, all 4 of them, and show you all together, all the model reveals. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Thanks for your time. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. And I appreciate your time. Have a great one. Talk to you later.